One of the things that I talk about a lot on my channel is developing self-awareness because it lies at the core of how you can regulate your emotions. And by that I mean manage the way you respond to the emotions you experience so you never feel overwhelmed by them and you never let them run you. You never let them get the better of you. So you're always in control. And self-awareness doesn't just stop there. It also helps you in fostering strong, meaningful relationships and supports you in many areas of life, from your intimate relationships, relating with your family, and also at work. So in this video, I want to go over 3 signs where you know someone lacks self-awareness. I'm Desh, I'm a qualified counsellor, and it is my mission to support you in developing your own self-awareness. And in this video, I want to go over 3 fairly common signs that people exhibit when they lack self-awareness. The first sign is when someone doesn't take responsibility for their actions. They don't hold themselves accountable for the way they behave. They may always blame other people for anything bad that happens in their life. Even if it's a mistake that they've made, they'll look for someone else to blame. And you can often find these tendencies in people who are narcissistic, for example. They don't take accountability for their actions, and therefore they lack self-awareness because they don't see the role they play in that dynamic. So for example, you may be working in a team and one of your colleagues just blames other people for failing at the task or doing things wrong without acknowledging what they're contributing to the project and maybe recognizing their own failures and mistakes. So that's when someone has low self-awareness because they're not aware of their own shortcomings, their own failures and mistakes. And there may be many reasons for this, but it's just so self-awareness, and that just causes friction in whatever relationship or dynamic you're in. When you have someone who always blames other people and doesn't hold themselves accountable, it can cause friction and it can therefore impact your environment, whether you're at work or whether you're at home. A way to address this is to look at your own role in whether it's a project that you're working on or in a relationship. How have you acted that may have contributed to any arguments or friction or failings? Is there any possibility that what you've done has contributed to those mistakes? So this requires an open mind. It requires you to really think and reflect by yourself on what was my role? How could I have acted differently? Is there another way to act? Did my actions impact the way that this person felt or impact the way that this project went? So it's about taking accountability for your actions, which is easier said than done for some people, but it's about having that open mind and not judging yourself for it. The second sign is when you disregard someone else's feelings or needs. So you may say something that is in disregard of how other people may react. So you may be in a situation, let's say someone's just died, and you end up making jokes. Now, this may be your way of dealing with the grief, but it's not considerate of how other people are processing their grief. It's kind of like, there's a time and a place to say things. And if you know of that person who seems to says the wrong thing at the wrong time, well, it's essentially a sign, if this is done consistently enough, that they lack self-awareness. They are unable to pick up on the social cues and see whether what they're saying is causing any discomfort or whether it's causing tension. It could even be someone dominating a conversation. So someone speaking, but they're constantly interrupting the other person and just talking and seem to have no regard for letting the other person finish or hearing the other person's opinion. So this suggests that there is a lack of self-awareness. And the way you can improve this is to look back at times where you felt you've exhibited behaviors that have been at the dismissal of other people's feelings. Maybe someone's told you before that you hurt their feelings, or you never let them finish, or you always come across dominating the conversation. Reflect on that feedback and notice how you act at those times, and also what's going on for you. What thoughts are you having or feelings are you having? Because that could be a sign of how you're really feeling and why you're acting in that way. So again, it comes down to questioning yourself and reflecting, and that is the gateway towards developing strong self-awareness. The third sign is having distorted self-perception. So this is where you think you act in a certain way and you see yourself as being a certain person, but the reality is completely different. So for example, you may think I'm a great communicator, and you may be working in an office or even have a job where that's your role. I'm a great communicator, my team listen to me, I'm able to pitch ideas clearly and concisely, but you may receive feedback that people didn't understand the point you made, people struggle to follow along with your presentations, they may even find you abrasive or even arrogant at times. So it shows that there's this belief that you have that you're a great communicator, yet it's not being communicated to the people around you. So there's this image that you see of yourself, but it's not linking into your actions. So this requires you to slow down, let go of that image you have of yourself, and just focus on the reality, whether it's based on feedback of others or how you act or how you word things. And think, is there room for improvement? If I ask someone to recite back to me what they told me, would they be able to? Would they understand? Are they following along? And it's also a case of looking at social cues, and that's also a different type of self-awareness, being aware of the social cues. Do I feel in a state of flow with other people, or do I feel like people are just not getting it? Maybe that's something to do with the way I communicate. But if you identify yourself as being a great communicator, you're going to miss that opportunity to review on what it is you want to do. And the reason this matters is because it can hinder your personal growth. When we don't look at our own behaviors and we don't question ourselves, it can limit our personal growth. And that's going to have tremendous impact on every area of our life. Self-awareness is so crucial for many areas of our life, and we don't really think of self-awareness consciously all the time. Maybe we have to think about, I need to get a bit better at doing this task or developing these skills, but self-awareness is the ultimate skill. Comment below if any of these signs resonate with you and what you want to do to try to address it. I would love to hear about it. Please like and subscribe. There's going to be more content coming out soon.